Welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you step by step how to cut and sew this beautiful dress from scratch. This is beginners friendly because the techniques I shared here is very simple to follow. And yeah, if you haven't seen the drafting and the cutting of this beautiful dress, I recommend that you go ahead and see that so that you understand what we are doing here. Without further ado, grab your tools. Let's bring this dress to life. So after transferring your patterns to the fabric effectively, the next thing we'll be working on is the skirt. And the first thing we have to do is to determine the length for the skirt. And to do that, you're going to use your whole gown length to determine that. And I'm working with a length of 43 or let's say 45 inches at the end of the day. Now for the length of the skirt, I'm going to place from my shoulder to my waistline. On the waistline I have on this paper, yeah, and then measure down to this upper hip we have here. Whatever it is I have, I'm going to minus it from the whole gown length. And then whatever it is I have left will be the length for the skirt. So I have about 21 inches, and 21 inches now will be the skirt length. The next thing now is to determine the wideness, and we are going to measure this part and also this part. Yeah, you can decide to measure either on the paper or the fabric. I measure this part and I have about 8 inches. By the time I open up the fabric, it's going to be 16 inches. Now you're going to do 16 inches times 4, yeah, or if you want it fuller you can even do times 6, but then I'll be doing 16 times 3 because yeah, that's how full I want mine to be, and it's going to give me 48 inches. So this part now we'll be needing 48 inches as the wideness for the gathers. Then this other part I measured, I have about 5.5, which is 11 inches because it's in total, yeah. Now, we are going to do 11 times 3, which will be giving us 33 inches, and this will be the B part. It's going to be the same with the back. So 48 inches for this, the first part, and then 33 inches for the B part is going to be the same with the back. Now, the next thing we are going to do, since we already have the length for the skirt, which is 21, we are going to measure it out on the fabric this way. So I'm going to start from one end of the fabric and measure my 48 inches here. And I decided to do 50 inches because yeah, it's nothing serious. Then from that 50 inches, I'm going to measure my 33. And again, I decided to make it 35 instead of 33 that I calculated. Do you understand? Just go ahead and work with your own measurements. But here, this is what I have. I have my 35 inches here and I'm going to notch it. Now I'm going to just hold it from this end, this selvage part here, you can see it, and take it to the other selvage just like this, in a way that this other part now is folded. Can you see this part is folded now? And then we have the two selvage, hold them together like this. Then you're going to match up the fabric until you get to where you notched on the other side of the selvage, yeah. And then you're also going to fold it like this. Just hold it together and also notch. That's it. Just hold it nicely like this, you notch, or better still you just go ahead and cut it out, and that way you have the fabric for both front and back for the skirt, yeah. And then once you're done now, you're now going to measure the length for the skirt, which for my case I said is 21 inches here. And you're going to add your folding allowance on the down and your joining allowance on the top part. Whatever it is you're comfortable working with, you're going to add it to your skirt length, and then you're going to cut it out all the way to the other end. This whole fabric is what you're using for the skirt, yeah. You only need to get the length, which I have done here. So here now I have my 48 inches and 33 inches plus the length, which is I use about 24 inches. Now you're going to hold them together like this, like place them on each other, folded like this. This is the two folded parts here, which is like the center front and the center back. Do you understand? And in a way that since I measured 50 inches, folding it like this, I have 25 inches now. Do you understand? I have the notch right here. Then from that notch to the other side, that is my 33 inches, or I did 35 here. When you fold it into two, you're going to have about 17 and a half, yeah. So now you are going to indicate or highlight this notch here because that's where we'll be giving it that cutout, or that sweetheart cutout. But just so we are clear, one side of the fabric is open and the other part is folded, and you're going to have it like that. Now place it like this and trace it out if you want to, or better still, you're going to measure from this line to the end of the paper like this. Mine is about 2.5. Now, on this part that I notched, which demarcates the 48 inches and the 33 inches, remember, right? You're going to come down to that same 2.5. Since you added your stitching allowance on the fashion fabric, that's like the top part here, you're going to come down to 2.5, or you do 2 inches, and then you're going to give it a sweetheart shape. It's very simple. Just give it a sweetheart shape. Don't stress about it. And then after cutting it out, since I used the white chalk, you couldn't see it clearly, yeah? After cutting it out now, this is what we have. You only need a sweetheart shape at this point, so that when you fix it to the top part, it's going to align properly. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the skirt. Now we have the skirt fabric, we have the midriff, which we use the plain fabric for, and then I also cut out the floral fabric for the lining. I did the same thing with the front part, that's the midriff too, the plain fabric as the fashion fabric, and then the patterned crepe as the lining. Then for this top part, I use the patterned crepe for both fashion fabric and the lining. Then for the back, which is, let's just call this the yoke, I use the patterned crepe as the fabric, and then lining, a black spongy lining. Then this is the basic sleeve, just a basic sleeve, nothing serious. You're only adding your folding allowance on the down part and your joining allowance on the top part. Now let's go ahead and start putting all of this together. We are going to start with the back, and I'm going to open it up this way, right side to the right side, like, yeah, opposite each other. Then you place your lining on the right side, that's like the right side of the fashion fabric. Then you're going to sew the neckline. After sewing the neckline, you sew the center back and, yeah, the side. Now for this one, this front part, you're going to measure your dart from your bust point all the way to the end of the fabric. Measure the length you have there, because you're going to be sewing the darts on the lining, just the lining, yeah. You're going to take out your fashion fabric, two of that, yeah, and then you're going to take the remaining two fabric for the lining, and then you're going to pick your darts. I forgot to mention that while transferring to the fabric, I notched the dart legs, the same dart legs, you the opening you have on your pattern paper, you're going to notch it, because that's where you'll be stitching. So you're not going to sew the dart in the usual way you sew your darts. Use the length you measured on the paper to sew it. Yeah, repeat the same thing on the two sides of the lining, and then we are going to, after doing working with that, you're going to work with it with this plain one. But so far, this is what I have. I've gone ahead to finish up the yoke, the back yoke, and it's looking like this. Then I have done this one side of the front yoke, and you see that I've sewn the dart on the lining. Then I use that as a guide to do this fashion fabric. But then I'm here to show you how I did that. Don't worry about it. So after sewing your neckline and top stitching, your V neckline and top stitching, and after sewing the dart like I explained, you're going to have something like this. This is the lining, yeah. Then you're not going to turn it to the right side. This is after you have sewn your neckline and top stitched. Yeah. Then you're going to just place it like this on your sewing machine, and then you go ahead and sew. Using the lining as a guide, you're going, and then you have your dart legs notched, which indicates the excess you're going to pleat. That pleat will be the form of your dart for this fashion fabric. So on your dart legs that you notch, you're going to pleat the excess just around the darts that you have sewn on the lining. Do you understand? And then after you're done, you're going to just sew it from one end to the other end, and it's going to come out looking like this. Now looking at it, you see the that we have enough space for the bust to sit. And yeah, that's pretty much how you go about it. Then for the plain fabric, I also notched the bust span. Yeah, there's no dart on this plain fabric here. So you notch your bust span, and then you're going to match up the dart that you sew on the lining. Do you understand? Just match it up so that everything will align and come out nice. Then you're going to sew it from one end to the other end, since you already pinned it down on that bust span area. Then go ahead and get the midpoint of this top part here, so that you're using that as your sewing allowance to sew it like this. After you're done, you're going to have this excess on the side seam. Don't worry about that, you'll be taking care of that later. Then you're going to repeat the same thing here. Match up the bust span to bust span, that's the sewn dart on the lining, and then the bust span that you notched on the plain fabric, and then you're going to sew like this. When you are done with this top part, it's going to be a sharp V because that is what it's supposed to be. There's not going to be any space at all for this plain fabric on the top part. When you're done, you're going to have something like this, and you can see that the V neckline comes out sharp and nice. That's what you're supposed to have. And the next thing we are going to do is to turn the lining, the midriff with the lining, and the lining is going to just be like this because it's for the midriff. Well, let me show you how to go about it. The first thing you're going to do is to notch, just fold it this way, and then you notch. That is very, very important so that it comes out like the fashion fabric. Then you're going to place it like this. You see that I place my lining right side to the right side here. Then you're going to just match it up. If you need to pin it down at this point so that it comes out well. And then you're going to just match up every other part. I also notched the bust span on this lining part, so you can try to go ahead and pin it down on that area, or yeah, using that data as a guide, you're going to pin it down. Then once you're done arranging it properly, you're going to turn it to the right side. That's like the fashion fabric, not the right side here. Then you're going to sew following the previous stitch line that you have here. That's why it's important that you turn it to the fashion fabric so that you follow it, so that at the end of the day you're not going to have any thread popping out. Then once you're done, you're going to sew this side, and this is when you take care of that excess fabric we have on this side. So repeat the same thing on the other side, and afterwards I repeated the same thing. I used the same process for the back, and you can see how neat and flawless it comes out. So if you did it correctly, you will see that your lines are lining here, because you still need that when you're fixing the zipper, so that the lines just follows each other, like align with each other. Now we have the back and the front ready. The next thing we are going to do now is to turn the shoulder, and I'm going to use the back lining to turn the shoulder. I'm going to hold it like you see me hold it here, then flip it over to the other side this way, pin it down immediately so that it doesn't shift or move from that spot, and then I'm going to arrange it properly and go to my sewing machine and sew it 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side. Remember I said I'm using the back lining to turn the shoulder, so I'm going to flip it over like this, pin it down immediately, go over to my sewing machine and sew with my 1/2 inch. And afterwards, this is what we have. Now for this armhole part, what I did was to just match them up. You see this yoke part, you're going to just make sure that the lines that they align properly. So just pin it down, and then you're going to match it up all the way to the down part. If there's any excess, you're going to trim it out. And if there's any excess on the armhole part too, you're going to trim it out. Then after I was done, I went ahead to stitch them down to hold the fashion fabric and the lining together, just so it's easier for me to work with it. The next thing now is to bring in my sleeve, which I have gone ahead to hem the down part here, and then I'm just going to just join it on this armhole part. And because I use the right measurement, you see that they're matched up. There's no excess anywhere, both on the sleeve and on the armhole. And once you're done with that, you're going to close your side seam with your measurement to have something like this. I'm yet to iron it out, but then let's work on the skirt now before we just go ahead and give it the final press. Now for the skirt, what you're going to do is to go ahead and join them. I have the center front here, and I'm gonna head to open up one of the fabrics. They were folded before, yeah. I open up one of them, and that one will be going for the back. The part that I opened up will be the center back, and then we are going to be joining on this other end. Just join them together in a way that is just one fabric at the end of the day. I'm going to take off the pin, and please indicate the center back, because once you switch it like this, it's going to affect that sweetheart cutout that we did earlier. So yeah, just go ahead and pin them down nicely, and then you join them, and afterwards we are going to just fix it to the base. If you're comfortable, just go ahead. Like if it will be easier for you, go ahead and gather first before you come and fix it to the base. But you already know that I like to just gather as I go. So what I'm going to do now is to just match it up on where I need to. The sweetheart part, the joining part we have on the skirt fabric will be going to the side seam of the top part. Yeah, that's joining to joining. And then you're going to match up the sweetheart shape on this other part of the top part. You pin it down, then you go to the center front. I have a notch both on the skirt fabric and also on the top part of the dress. I'll match it up like this, then come to this other sweetheart part, match it up, go to the side seam and match up the joining I have on the skirt fabric and the side seam of the top part. Then come to this other sweetheart part, match it up, and then finally go to the center back and match it up there. Then all this excess fabric I have in between the parts that I pinned down, I'm going to just gather them, just distribute them evenly so that I have nothing left at the end of the day. It's very simple. Whichever method you choose, just go ahead. After gathering first, if you choose that, go ahead and match them up when necessary, pin them down, then you go ahead and run your stitch. Or if you this method, just go about it the way I explained. Then once you're done, you're going to close the center back, leaving the space for your zipper. Fix your zipper, give it the final press, and your dress is ready. And that's pretty much how you go about this dress. I hope you found this tutorial very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments and I'll see you on my next one.